Hello everyone, I am Rex Red and this is EZ3DTV and we are about ready to embark on a new improvisational tutorial on some new features in the Daz 2025 version 6, which is called Manage Pages, okay? And so without too much fanfare, we're going to play our splash screen and I will be right back. And as I said, I am back. Okay, what we have here, if you notice up here, we are working in the Daz Studio 2025 version. It says we have an excellent connection. I love to see that. Now what you'll see is I have this content library. It's Manage 1, Manage 2, Manage 3, Manage 4. Okay, these are kind of added in. Now we don't have to do these like this. So what I can do down here is I can go with this here and I can undock pane. And did that work? I don't think it did. I think it's just undocked up here. So, but what then we have to do is undock pane again. Delete manage 3, okay. What I'm going to do is undo these, delete, undock pane. Let's see what we can do here. Delete manage 1, and if we come here, undock pane, we delete manage 1, and I'm not sure. Okay, we have, oh, because it renames them, undock pane, and then we can delete manage 4. Okay, now if you remember in Daz Studio, okay, this is my preview image that I created, so what I'm going to just make sure it's saved, and then we're going to go new scene, just to kind of lesson. All right. So what we're going to do here is this, I had to pretty much learn from scratch. There's no documentation on this. There's no video. There are no videos on YouTube about this because it's a brand new feature. And all we're pretty much told is that it exists. Okay, so I had to go in and do a lot of research to figure out how to use this. Now this is something that this is complicated, but if you remember, I was using in the Daz Studio version 4.2, 4, whatever, I was using something called visual menus, and I'll show you this visual menus and how this works, okay? So we'll close the Daz Studio 2025 because this is basically a version, is visual menus for version 2025, but it's done through a different mechanism, through a different way, and in my opinion, it's better, okay? Now this is visual menus, and see, I can just go here with visual menus and I can click on this and see these are my figures, and I can go through my figures, and it's really nice how I can do this, okay? So I can, at which it's buggy, okay? And while this is open, I can't click on my scene. I can't click on anything else. And if I put something in the scene and I click in the wrong place, all right, so what we have here is like an almost perfect solution where I'm able to just bunch a bunch of things together. This is skin, hair, eyes, poses, put them together and create these little quick menus, okay? But again, the problem is that when this script is open, hello, somebody's here, somebody is here. Welcome, welcome. When this script is open, I am not able to click in my scene. So that, and it's very buggy, and it's very complicated to set up. Okay, and this is why I'm making this video to show you an alternative. What I like about this is these images are very tiny. Okay, they're smaller, okay, than the ones in the menu. But we're going to show you how to do this anyway, okay? And so I'm able to create, so at this point, I'm able to create 1, 2, 3, 4, well, I mean, as many as I want, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 15 menus here, 16, 17, something in around there. And I can just open this up. This is my hair menu and go through my hair. This took me days to set up, okay? Like days and days. All right, now I can go through my shapes and I can just add a shape to the Genesis 9 figure. And these are my own original shapes that I've created. Okay, so this is very, very, very helpful, okay? But I'm going to show you another way now to do this okay, we'll close this. We're going to go here in the alpha version, okay? SQL, okay, features, okay, let's close this down. Something didn't connect. Would you like to save changes? No, and it crashed. Close. All right, let's try to open this again. If I have a problem with this not connecting to some feature, okay, it connected this time. All right, so what I'm going to show you now is an easier way to do this. I don't know if anybody has worked with categories, okay? But we go into our content library, and when I go into files and figures, I've created a bunch of categories. Like these are my shapes. These are the shapes that and I don't think that's all of, yeah, it's not all of my shapes, but it's a bunch of them. Now, if I go to my up here to this, and I go my saved items, and I go to shapes, shape. I think it takes a while for them to come in. Oh no, it's like shape 9, okay? These are my shapes. Shape 2, Michael 4 shape, okay, shape 9. What else is in here? Okay, so, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these guys, right-click, categorize, and we go into default, no, not default, files, figures, and shapes 9. We'll add them. And then I can go back to my shape 9 here, make sure all of these are in there, select all, right-click, categorize. You see, this isn't that hard to do. Right-click, figures, shapes. Okay, they're already there. Let's click out and in again. Make sure they're all there, okay? And now when I come back here to my shapes 9, okay, which is here, down in here into categories, I've created this folder with all of these shapes, okay? And now see, that's a lot more than what I had before, okay? This is all of my shapes in one. Now, they are alphabetized, so that's kind of, we're stuck with that kind of thing. Now, what is new? Okay, this is what's new in the Daz, in Daz Studio 6 is when I right click on this, it says duplicate page, okay? So this page is like a solid thing, but when you duplicate the page, okay, then you see what happens up here is you end up with this managed page, okay? And this is the magic of this, because what I can do is right click and I can detach this managed page, okay? And I can kind of set it aside here, all right? Then what I'm going to do also is now I'm going to create a new folder, okay? In this files, okay? This is figures, okay? And I'm going to create in my files folder. Art, you are here. Welcome, welcome. I never dreamed you'd be up this late, buddy. This is a great tutorial if you can stay for a little bit. This is showing you something very new, very, very new that is built into greetings to you, Art. Greetings to you, my friend. This is showing a new feature that is in the 2025 build that is not in any other build, okay? And this shows you, so I'm going to show you something powerful. Well, I have been, my job has been, I've been getting to sleep at 4:30 in the morning. So I've been very, very, very busy. So, all right, here, because I want to be able to show you this magic that's going to happen here, okay? So what I did was I took these categories, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new category. See, down in this categories thing, you can create folders, and you can create a whole nest of folders that you might want to use. So down in here, I'm going to go right in the categories folder. I guess I'm going to say, I'm going to create subcategory. Okay, this part isn't new, and I'm going to call this scene builder. Scene build. I'm just going to call it scene build, accept, okay? And in this, I'm going to put some basic things that I use, that I'm going to use to build a scene. All right, now, and so I don't have to look for them every time, okay? And so what I'm going to go is to figures, and I'm going to go here to products, essentials, okay? And we're going to go to Genesis 9 starter kit, all right? And I'm going to take my 9 dev. Okay, we just want the Genesis 9, and I suppose we can throw the dev in there. All right, all I want are these. I'm going to go categorize, and I'm going to go to file. Where did it go? Scene build, okay? And I'm going to put them in there. All right, scene build. And we go to hair. Okay, I don't need that. Materials, okay. Poses. All right, let's see if we can just find a basic pose. So something that's really quick. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about just getting our figures, getting something very quick to get our figures into just so that it's not in the T pose, just so, all right, it's kind of set up, all right? And so I have my poses 9 here, okay? What I'm trying to do, okay, standing, is to just find a basic pose that's going to look right, okay, here, standing. All right, we're going to go now to categorize. We're going to put this into scene build, accept. All right, now let's just throw a few shapes in there, okay? Parameters, okay? So we go now to content library and we go to files, shapes, and I think I'll go with my Nego, and let's just put another one in here. We'll just go with V'ger, okay? And we'll go to categorize, scene build, accept. Okay, and let's find some underwear, okay? You always need some underwear for, all right, these are base shorts, Genesis 9 base shorts. We'll go right-click, categorize, scene build, accept, okay? And I need some skin, okay? So we're going to go down here into skin, like back to here, content library, skin. And let's do a search for, okay, it's not going to work like that. So what we're going to do is instead just go to figures, figures. Okay, we'll get rid of this essentials. And what's his name? Nathan. Nathan. Okay, we'll go to Nathan. 9, materials, materials all, okay? We're going to go categorize, and we're going to throw that in scene build, accept, all right? And then we go to hair. Okay, let's find a few things of hair that are kind of nice. Now, we don't want those, all right? And we're going to go with a couple of hair French hair crop. Looks kind of nice, but it doesn't really materialize in that way. Very nice. Okay, so we're looking for, see this one right here is kind of, let's see. Ones that I know that generally always seem to work in my scene. Okay, that's what we're looking. So I know that Danny hair, Danny IE, Danny hair, okay. This one, okay, categorize, scene build, okay, except I want to be able to throw a character together really quick, okay? And then we're looking for another one, a few more. Angus, good evening, dear friend Angus. Welcome, welcome, friend. Very nice to have you here. Very nice. Yes, okay, so we're going to do with this Ripley hair. That's for Genesis 9, okay? We're going to categorize, throw the Ripley hair in. I like that one a lot. And there's also a red one, red. I think it's red cats or something. Where is it? Maybe I'll find it. Yeah, this one right here. Red cats, red. All right, we go here and we right-click, categorize, scene build, accept. Okay, now what I have here is now then I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to these important things like, okay, the beard. Okay, I'm going to right-click, duplicate, browse, right-click, duplicate, eyes, right-click, duplicate, and figures, figures 9. We'll go with the male one, duplicate, and we'll go with hair 9. We'll just go with hair all, duplicate, and poses. And I'll just use this whole poses thing. Duplicate. Now this is new. You couldn't do this duplicate thing, okay? And skin, shape, duplicate, and skin. Now duplicate. Now the problem we have here, okay, is these, see these manage things? It's, they're all jammed up in here, okay? All right, so what we're going to do is go back to the beginning here, all right? We're going to right-click, and we're going to click detach, detach. The only one we can't detach is the original, okay? Detach, you can't, so only these manage ones. Detach, detach. Now you wait till you see the magic. I figured this all out on my own with a little help from AI, and that's it. See, now you can't detach this, okay? But where are they? They're all laid on top of each other. Now this is the trick that I figured out, okay? So if you take you don't select the little bar at the top. You select this and you drag it in. Well, what you can do is create a window, a separate window with all these in it, okay? Wait till you see the magic of how this is going to work, okay? So you put all these in here. See, this doesn't take very long, all right? Then you take this little window and you stick it up here. Look at this. Now watch. When I want it to go away, I click here, gone. When I want to use it again, and look what's up here, all of my windows. All right? See this and this right here, and they, believe it or not, they all fit up in here. Now where is my window? Okay, these two look like the same thing. Okay, and I'm not seeing my window that has, so if you kind of mess up and it gets this is my shapes, okay? Now what you can't do is rename these, that's what I've gone to the Daz and said, hey, I'd like to rename these. So I can just come up here and jump to my skin or jump to my, now this is obviously the one. So what I'm going to do is take this one here and go to my scene build. All right. Now this is how, and I can still add stuff to it, all right? But this is my scene build. Now why I have two Danny hairs, I don't know. But we're going to get one of these. Now it doesn't say, okay, I can click that and minus it. Nope, minus it. Remove that, yes. Okay, oh, and it got rid of them both. So not really sure why it's doing that, but okay. What I have here is, now I can pull this down a little bit more. And not only can I bring this down more, like this, but I can also add this, which is the, okay, up here. Okay, let's hope Daz doesn't crash. If it does, then we're in a mess. Then we are in a mess. I wouldn't doubt that it is going to crash. Now, I'm not sure why when I put the hair here, it's giving me this. It's giving me duplicate. Something's wrong here, okay, because I've got two actors here for the dev load. It's like actor and then the thumbnail. Okay, it didn't crash. Okay, this is really nice. Now when I go here, notice this now. This is our info section. Okay, so if I bring this down, we can actually have our info and it tells us what is going on here. Now, another very important thing here is that we can, okay, and I would like to go and add that Danny hair back, so I can come here and I can go to the Danny hair. Danny, we'll go to here, go back. Danny, okay, we right click and we add this. we go to Danny, right click, categorize. Oh, scene build. Okay, no, I was thinking it was because I had another thing, but okay. Scene build, accept. Okay, now when I come back to my content up here and we bring this back down, okay, it's not here, but if I click here and click there again, right click, refresh, it's back, okay? So, yeah, all right. Now, so this, believe it or not, this right here is a really easy way. Watch how quickly. Now, I can get rid of this info thing by just clicking here. Okay, and it, or actually just, yeah, click there, and then bring this up. Okay. Oh, this up. You kind of learn how to use this, all right? All right, so, all right, let's create a quick scene. Let's see, I just want to be able to read them a little better. Okay, so let's put in our Genesis 9 actor. Okay, here's our scene tab. While this is all working, and I could put some body hair in here, I could put some eyelash styles in here, and basically just go down, 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 scroll down, put my mouse over here and scroll down if I have a bunch of stuff. Now this is very, very cool how this works. So here's our figure, okay. Now I'd like to put my Nego shape on him. All right. I'd like to put the Nathan's skin on him. See how quickly now I can put together a scene. All right. So we put the Nego Nathan shape skin. Takes a little while for that to come on. All right. Then we put on the Danny hair. Then we put on a nice little pose. Okay. And then we put on some pants. And look, and then we can close this out. Look what we got. We've already got a guy ready to make a scene. Now, isn't that amazing? And if I need to come back and say, well, I'd like to look and see about, okay, what else is here? Okay, I have to refresh. I think, okay, here, you take some moment. These are all my other shapes. Okay, so I could say, instead, I'd like to use this shape. All right. And the content library, just give it a moment for it to come in, I think. All right, so what, and I'm going to show you something that's really cool about this. All right, all right, now it's here. It took a moment for the first time kind of for these things to show. Now these are all poses. Look at how quickly I can access my poses. See, this is like really, really, really nice. So I could just say, these are all Genesis 9 poses. Okay. Boom. Let's look at this. Leave limits on. Okay. Look at that. See, this is very easy to come in through here and get. And you can do all of this. You can work on these. You can have these windows open while you click in your scene and do things. Okay? With visual menus, you couldn't do that. All right? So now I'm going to close. All right, we'll go File, Save. We're just going to save this as menu. We'll call it menu. No, not we're going to call this Manage Pages. All right. All right, accept. Now watch what happens when I close Daz. Okay, we close this. Now see, now remember, I can hide this. So I can work, once I get him in the scene, the way I kind of want him, I can start working and hide that whole thing. Okay, I can click on his hair, change the hair color to maybe a darker color, mess with his eyebrows, give him body hair. At this point, it just took me like just a few moments to kind of grab a pose, put some skin on the figure, get hair, get him in a pose, get some pants on him, get him into, so I can now start putting an environment around him, or or an HDRI or something like that. Okay, so we're going to close this now. Close this, clear the scene. Now what's going to happen when we come back? All right, is it all going to be remembered? Is all that work we just did going to be remembered? Let's see, it takes a moment for it to clear out the scene. Come on. I know you can do it. There we go. Alpha. 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 All right. So now we're going to have a blank scene, blank thing, okay? We don't have any thing here, but look what's up here. Boom. All right? And I can come right back to here and say, okay, let's bring our Genesis 9 actor in. I'm not sure why these are duplicated like that, okay? But we'll figure it out. Okay? So I can bring my Genesis 9 figure in, just like that. And we can like even close this off. We're not even using that part right now, okay? We can put some pants on him. All right? We can put a shape on him now. We'll use the V'ger one. The V'ger shape, look how quickly that happened, all right? We'll use this red cat's hair. Okay, we'll use the Nathan skin. And I wonder if this is the same thing. Yeah, so I think they're the same thing. It's just this one says hair, that one doesn't. But we'll see. I think it's putting it on. Maybe it's not. No, it is. So these, either one of those work, okay? So there's the hair, okay? And then we have even a pose here, a basic pose to get him just a standing pose. Hello, I'm just a dude. All right, and see how quickly I was able to bring one of my own shapes into, see, I spent the time creating a bunch of shapes. Now, one of these libraries, these are all my original shapes. There's Dontu. Okay, they don't look a lot different because I kind of picked some of the same. But when you get to the face, you'll find that they are different. Okay, they have different shapes and different faces, and some of them are quite different because they. Okay, so all right. And so, but these are, well, we got a chest. All right, and okay, take me back to my figure. Not sure why the camera's jumping, the perspective view is jumping. Let's create a camera. Okay, maybe we can do this. It shouldn't change the, okay, we're looking through the perspective view. Let's look through the camera. Oh, we got to select our figure. Okay. So you can see just by seeing the nose, these are different, okay? And the chin and the shape, okay? They are all slightly different. They all utilize little bits and pieces of Genesis 8 and 9 figures all mixed together. Okay? So Kalaz Clifford. Okay? And so all right. So, and then when I can say, okay, all right, now I'd like to come in here, and I'm really not too hot about this pose, so I can go to this pose, all right? Or I can go to this pose. That's like a regular T pose. Let's see. Something special here. This. Yeah, very effeminate. It's like I have personality. All right, so let's see. And this one's kind of a male pose. Yeah, and well, as you get the basic, look how quickly, see what because when you go here to your content library, it's like, oh God, where is everything? Where have I got it all? Where are my poses? Where are these things? And so you can just take these and, like, if you need different brows, okay, or different eyelashes, or different skin. These are all, look at the skin tone colors. And like, it's like there was all those, okay, these are actually brows, hair. Oh, this is just every kind of hair, everything. All, there's 6,000 different. So I come back in through here. Now I can bring this one down here and look at more if I want at a time. I can just bring this down and say, okay, I just want to kind of look and see what's here. All right, say, well, there's not enough there. Let's see what's in here. This is like all my hair. All from Genesis 8, Genesis 9, everything. All in one thing. So I could take this James hair. Now, see, while this is open, I can come down and I can get rid of the red cat's hair, select my figure again, and try this James hair. And you say, oh, well, what's the info? Okay, well, I got to find out what the info is. So bring this up like this. Okay, info. All right, how do I do this? Where's the info? James hair, bring this up a little more. And there. Okay, this is for Genesis 9. So this is James hair for Genesis 9. And it looks like everything here, things here are duplicated. But okay, then we can say, all right, I want to see what this looks like, okay? And I can just bring this up like that, and there is James hair. So, yeah, that looks pretty cool right there, actually. So, all right, and we can come back and say, maybe I don't want James hair. So this is the power of our the new Daz Studio. We have all, it's okay. Now this is another, oh, okay, these are skins, I think. Okay, HD, what are these? Okay, these are figures, okay? And see, I can add more. So, how do I do that? Now we come in here, back to down to here, our content library, okay? And let's hide this, bring this up first, okay? And we go to our, okay, I'll go into my files again. Beard. Okay, I don't think I did beard. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate the page. See, I wish I could name that beard, or just B-E-R, B-E-A, all right, for beard. And for hair, it's H-A-I, just so that we could get rid of this whole manage 10. Once this is created, we should be able to put our own name on it, okay? I'm going to try to get them to work on that, okay? So what we do is we right-click, detach 10, okay? Then we come back here, bring that back down. Here's our detached 10. Now don't select the top part, select this middle part, and just drop it in. Now look what we have. We have our beard, all of our beards. This is 206. This is definitely not all my beards, okay? So what I can do then is go here, bring that, hide that back again. Look how quickly, but they're still up here. You see that? I can click on them also and bring them, open them again. It remembers the way I had them set, okay? And then I can just close them up again. All right, I can now go back to my content library because I bought a lot more beards than that. So what I do is I go here to hair, face, okay, and we're not going to do this. I think we're going to go here to face, okay, and we're going to select all. And I don't need the horsehair face. All right, and we right click. Try again. categorize. It's been a long time since I came in here. Files, figures, beard. Okay, we'll take that off. Put it back. And that will put all of those beards into that folder, all right? So now when we come up here, what I do is I go back to my beard, which I don't know which one it is because it doesn't, okay, it might be, okay, oh, this is it. Okay, I think this is the beard one, yeah. Now what you do is you refresh it. Now look at that. See, there's a bunch more in there. And these are Genesis 9 beards, okay? But what I can do, because we can just add the auto fit in, okay, these are the ones that will work with Genesis 9. And these are some really nice ones in here. Now just wondering if they're all here. Bert's beard. See, these are all beards. Brutus mustache. This is face. Okay, what I can do is just making sure that my favorite beards. Okay, now when you go through, you can take your favorite beards out of here and add them to your like scene build folder. The ones so that you can just say, okay, well, this one I know looks good on just about every figure. Or these few beards are like the best of my beards. For just a basic kind of beard. And Asher. All right, so then I can come back here. We'll hide this again. We unselect our Genesis 9 figure and filter. All right, and we go hair. Okay, face again. This is a lot more beards than what we had. Yeah, these are my Genesis 8 beards. Callan. All right, so we go select all. Because these will auto fit on my figures. Okay. You know, it seems like I had a lot more than that. Face, but okay. Right click, categorize, and then we go to files, figures, beard. See if they're not all in there, okay. Some of them are brows and eyelashes and hair, okay, the hair all, but this is specifically beards. And I don't think you can do them by products. No, you can't. See, you can't right click and categorize a product. You have to go in and do them. Now, let's see. Now, see this Fred Friedrich beard? Categorize. You'll see when I go into files, figures, see it's already there. Okay? So it did most of my, I think it did like all of them, really. All of these beards, okay? There was one, okay, Arno, does he has stubble. Let's see, is he there? Files, figures. Yeah, see, it's there. So and there's another one that I use a lot. And all right, so we just added now a bunch more, okay? So now when I right click and refresh, now when we scroll down through this, these are even the beards that, okay, I'm not seeing them actually, beard. Did I put them in? No, I don't see any. Oh, we have, see, we have to go through the next. See, look how many there are. See, you have to go through these. All right, so these are definitely Genesis 8. Okay. All right, now this is a great beard one here for the, it doesn't matter really, you can use Genesis 8 male. So we select our Genesis 9. See, while this is open, we can come in here and still select things in our scene. We don't have to like go out of this, then select it in our scene, then come back. All right, but we have this top mustache. Okay, there's the mustache. So we double click on that and it's going to unsupported. Okay, Genesis 8. Okay, it says select. Okay, there's the mustache. And we go here for the beard. Top-notch beard. Okay. We right click. No, we just double click. We go 8, male. There it is there, but it's going to get stuck on his face. Auto fit. So I can use any of the Genesis 8 beards. They're right here, all kind of in one category. If there's something missing, I can certainly add it, you know, manually, just come in and add it. All right, so then we come in here and there is our scruffy little guy. Okay. All right. And this hair isn't working really. Okay, so we take the, find him some, we come back into our library here. We have all this hair, okay, so we go here, manage. Which one is the hair? Master hair, okay, is this 6,000? Okay, this is hair, everything, all hair and everything. So I could take this down a little bit. Let's just hide this tag stuff. Okay, there's a way to close that as well, there. So now we can come down through, okay, it's not here. Let's see, what do we got? Oops. Well, I didn't expect that, but okay, here we go. That's why I kind of wish these things, so I can remove them. You can right click and just say remove reference, okay? And kind of clean up your stuff that you don't want in these, okay? So, so that you can refine them, all right? Now, speaking of these eyebrows, okay, I don't know that these work directly on the figure, or whether if, okay, these are the thick ones. Okay, okay, let's see what we have here. Shaders. Okay, see, so a lot of this, now this particular one, okay, okay, Ripley Hair. Let's give him Ripley Hair. Okay, and there we go. Now, I don't really care for the color that came with this Ripley Hair, so I always go in. So what I would do, all right, since I use the Ripley Hair a lot, then I can instead come into here and go to color, COLOR, default, find my color settings, all right, go to shaders, find my color that I like, right click, categorize, files, scene elements, oh, not that one, scene build scene, scene build, all right, not up here. Okay, scene build, accept. I don't know if that worked. Where's my scene build? Okay, I have to wait till these populate. Refresh. Okay, there we go. Come on. There are a lot of things in these folders. Okay, I think it was, okay, let's close this out. Bring it back. Manage, okay. 1 through 51. Okay, there we go, they're coming. All right, this scene, okay, this. Okay, notice where it tells you what it's using here on the right, on the left. Okay, this is scene build. We got to wait a moment for it to come in. All right, and somewhere in here, I think I have a color. No, I didn't actually add it. So we got to go back here to Smart Content. Okay, we'll hide this again. And I have to actually add it. All right, we'll go with this right click, categorize. See, I didn't. Okay, scene build. I actually have to click there. Okay, accept. All right, now we come back here, right click, refresh. And where's my hair? There it is. See the base hair? So I select the hair, Ripley Hair. And I believe then I have to come up here, go to surfaces, make sure the hair is selected. There we go. Now we can come in and edit this hair a little bit. It's got a kind of realistic sort of texture on it. Then we can come into our surfaces and we go to this top coat weight. And let's make this a lot darker. See how that just kind of started to work? And okay, we can take the tint and go with a little warmer. Add a little bit of red to it. All right, see how this is starting to work? And then now his eyes, they're usually always this way. So we go to his eyes, parameters, blink, and we just give him a little bit of a blink so he doesn't look like he's staring completely out. What does he have for eyelashes? Okay. So are his eyes actually fitting? They're fitting in his face. Okay, so the only thing right now that's kind of messed up with this right now is that he's in this ugly gray room, you know? His pose is a little bit weird. His fingers, I think, might be going through. Oh, he's supposed to be leaning on something. We could put it like a little couch or a steps, have him sitting on the steps. And, okay, so what we do is we now go to our environment and parameters, get rid of blink, go to environment map, here, we go up here to our home, HDR all, we go through these, and we find him a nice world to exist in. And we turn on our dome. Now his hair is a little too red. So, but it's kind of nice red like that. It's kind of fiery. But we could just go in and take a little bit of that out. There we go. Now look at what we have here. So we put, and we take Go back to our content. You know, like clothing and environments, I'm not even going to bother trying to put them into like a quick thing, because it's like clothing environments are always something unique that you do kind of as you go along. Let's see here. Let's put them on the train. Environments, merge into scene. Okay. Let's get rid of these cameras. We already got one. We'll take the express here, and we are going to parameters, rotate it Y until we get it inside the... Oh, look at that. Suddenly we're like right here. We're like kind of right where we need to be. So we take our let's go to Filament. Filament would be good, I guess. I'm not sure, but I think this is based on Filament now. Okay, even the texture shaded mode, but I'm not positive. X translate. Okay, Y translate. No, Y translate. All right, I think I'm going to go back into this texture shaded. I think it actually lets me drag it. No, see, this is the part that I'm not too thrilled about with this new Daz, is that the way it drags things. It like drags them and then paints it, and I don't like that. Sometimes it doesn't, and I'm not sure. I'm not figured out why. Okay, smooth shaded. Let's try this. Maybe this is the way I've got to do it. Okay, X translate. No, see, it does that, and then it fixes it. It's like I can't work with this like this. Okay, so we go X translate like this. See, I need to be able to move it. I mean, in the other Daz, I could move it, granularly, Okay. And Y translate up, or bring it up a little bit more. Z translate, we'll bring it over like that a little more. Okay, a little bit more Z. Okay, we'll rotate it Y. And we'll go Y up a little more. Okay, this is terrible. All right, I can't work with this. Okay, now Daz, perspective view. Let's see if it will work in the perspective view. It's just this moving around. They've lost something very dynamic and very with a lot of feedback. It's just kind of gone now. All right, which way? Okay, what I'm going to do, all right, this is correct. Okay, this is the front, so I know which way is the front. Okay, and this would be kind of nice to get some of the cake and stuff from the table, but we'll see. See how realistic it looks? Okay, now, so we take the Scotsman. Okay, see, now I know when I'm faced like this, I know X is this way. Okay, so I'm going to rotate it first, Y. All right, until I know it's kind of about rotated where I want it. Just about where it is. On the Marrakesh Express, they're taking me to Marrakesh. All aboard that train. All right, so all right, so I think we move it Z back. See, I know which way things are going to move when it's facing like that. A little bit more Z, and then X like that. Come on. A little more. Now, if you notice, I don't use like multiple views. I just never have because I just don't like the idea of having 4 views that the Daz has to compute all at once. It's bad enough when you have a bunch of, okay, I think I'm moving it the wrong way. Let's go like that. Come on, come on. All right, that's a little too much. Z. So this part is hard when you bring in large, because it seems to work when it's when you bring in large scenes, environments, that it just, all of a sudden it starts going like this. And the 4090 doesn't do this. Okay, no, it doesn't. So, all right, we're getting closer to what we need. Okay, X, translate. All right, that's almost there. Okay, is he actually sitting? Yeah, see, he's about sitting, so the Okay, so he's got to come over a little bit more. A little more. Okay, now I think it's going to jump a lot. Yeah. Okay, I think I can work with this. All right, so, and now see his feet aren't on the floor. Nothing seems to be the right proportion here with this couch. Okay, so we pull it back a little bit more. It's weird, it seems to be working when I don't use the dials and when I actually okay. All right, this is almost there. Okay, so don't you know we're riding? Okay, we're going to bend this arm a little bit. At least the arm is working right. We're going to twist this a little. And we're going to bring it back. And then we'll bend it a little more. The Marrakesh Express. Bend. Twist this. Bend it a little bit. Okay. Taking me to Marrakesh. All right. Now we got to find an angle for our camera. Why are things floating? Okay, they're probably part of something there. But you know we're riding. Save this. Okay, Train Man. That was an original title. Okay, here we go, here we go. Let's go to Iray and see what we've got. That looks pretty good. Okay, we can save this. We're going to delete our camera. As soon as this is done saving. Create a new camera from this active perspective. And then what we're going to do is we will put a little bit more light on our guy. Accept, spotlight, up, over, okay. They're taking me to Marrakesh. Okay, camera. Then we take our spotlight, give it a little bit of volume too. That didn't do anything. 5. Okay, something's wrong We have the lights. Something's messed with our lighting here when we put this in the scene. All right, so we go to environments, and they probably have that sun, sky, no, dome only. Draw dome on. Dome, oh, dome and scene. How about that? There we go. And then we go back to our spotlight and we warm it up a little bit. Save this. And let's see what our render looks like now. Simulations. Okay, render settings. Render settings. Progressive render. We go maximum samples. Maximum time. Off. Save it again. And I think I'm going to try the spectral rendering. And we'll go also with the caustic renderer. And the guided sampling. And let's see what happens when we click render. Render. Here we go, here we go. That looks pretty nice. So we got to see how these iterations are going. We're at 40, 81. So it's going kind of slow, 163. The iterations are going kind of slow. I don't think they've got the light right. I think we're going to have all kinds of issues, like the lights aren't right in 2025. They take forever to render. I don't think that Iray textures are optimized for the unified lighting that is supposed to be part of the Daz 2025 version. So all these little like speckles that just don't seem right. Something I'm not sure. It's way above my head. But yep. So this is how we do it here, people. Now we could put him in a suit. We could do all kinds of. We could what is it? Give him body hair and just a little bit of body hair, and so. But that looks pretty realistic. Now he's kind of contemplating. This shadow looks kind of feminine. It's kind of weird. Whatever that shadow is, that's his nose right there. But it looks almost like a girl dancing or something. It's very strange. Notice this odd, like very complex glass thing where everything is reflecting and on and around and creating weird little, yeah, that's all our spectral caustic renderer, I think, the caustic rendering. So, yeah, there's a little bit too much of this. I think we could go cancel. I'm not sure. I think this is kind of dead space here. And we could take our camera here, just bring it up a little bit. Yeah, see, that's a little better. And what are these? These are new? I've never seen this. What are they when I put my mouse over them? That is auto save. Okay, so, and this is save incremental, executes the auto save routine for scenes immediately. So, yeah, I don't use those yet. It says it's idle, but I might use them in the future. But, you know, 40, 50 years of saving things in Windows, well, about 40 years of saving things in WordStar, and yeah, I just kind of know when to save, know to save things, okay? So, this is kind of interesting. It's a little bit strange. It's a little, also a little bit noisy, but how to fix it? If I fixed it, we would lose some of this drama in his face. So, let's see how this renders now. Yeah, that's a lot better. No, not as much dead space here. And he seems to be, okay, let's do a little bit of camera stuff. Let's go to our camera and add the depth of field. So this blurs out a little bit, okay? That the detail on that is terrible. So we go to our camera. Okay, parameters, camera. Okay, we come down here to, would be camera, depth of field on, and then we go to our perspective view, go here sideways, go to 9, texture shaded, and let's find out what's going on. Control L to turn on the light. Okay, there's my camera. Okay, there's my light. Where's my camera? Okay, my camera is back there. All right, I can see the depth of field is not right. Okay, so and with focal distance, we're going to bring that. Okay, wait. Focal distance goes right there. The f-stop goes wider, like that. Let's look at it from the top. Come down on. Make sure our focal distance is right. That's pretty good for just kind of slamming it in place. Should be about where his eyes are. We'll bring it ahead a little bit more. About there. And now we'll go back to our camera. Go back to Iray and see if this, I want this a little bit blurry, not too much. See, that's too much. That is kind of a lot. So we'll go back to our f-stop here. Think this makes it wider? No, that brings it closer. Okay, there we go. Save this. Okay, I just want to double check make sure that didn't throw off. I don't think it does. Doesn't throw off the... That makes him pop right out of the scene. Okay, okay, I think I want to warm him a little more. So we take our spotlight, and I'm just kind of think it'd be nice if he was a little more orange, but we'll see. I might ruin it. Spotlight. Yeah, just warm him a little bit more. It makes him seem like he fits in the scene more. Okay, and this is, yep, that cupcake is making me hungry. Art, you're awesome. Now it looks a little, now that it's kind of blurry, it looks a little bit more realistic. It lets your imagination kind of turn it into something more delicious. Then, yeah, once it's not quite so detailed, you know, that it gives it lets your imagination kind of. There we go. So yeah, let's give him some chest hair. Would you like to cancel this render? Just a tiny bit. Okay, and I need to add the chest hair. Okay, so I gotta find it, hair. Let's select our guy here. Body. Body. And we're looking for Genesis 9 hair. This one is always hard for me to find, but we're gonna find it, and then we're gonna add, this one is it. Default. Okay, we're gonna add this, right click. Categorize, and I'm going to add this to my scene build. So I always have my hair right there. So now I can go back up here to my scene build. Here it is. Wait a moment for this to come back. So I guess it's the same thing as with your Daz will make this more peppier. Okay, I think if I go 1, oh, there it is. If you click in here, I think it makes it come faster. I might be just, all right, so where, okay, I didn't select it. All right, let's go back here. Right click, categorize. Oh, I did. Okay, cancel. All right, let's go back here. Oh, I have to refresh. There it is. Okay, you got him selected. So all these things will be here. My my shape, my basic Nego shape, and I can add a few more shapes in here. I can add like a bikini. I can add some female shapes, basic female shapes in here. Some basic, my favorite kind of female hairs. Just a few things that I really like. Okay, now he's got that chest hair going on. All right, let's see what that looks like. It's kind of nice that it's. I think it's still attaching. Um, doesn't look like, okay, so I'm going to take it down a little bit so it's not quite so much. The arms and the chest. So we'll go with the torso, and we go to parameters here, torso hair, and we're going to go full length, and we'll just bring it down. So it's not quite so much, and the same with the arms. Length on the arms, just to give him some definition in here so it's not just like one color kind of thing. The legs, you can't see him that much, and the beard is perfect. All right, so that particular beard here, we go back to our content, scene build. Okay, okay, see, I think if you click in here, it makes it come faster. Yeah, it does. So you have to kind of click in there, and then it comes right up immediately. So that's positive, okay? So, all right, managed. Okay, so this is nice. All right, very nice. So, okay, we come back here, save this again. And then let's do a quick render here now. See what happens. You know, I think I could put like a ghost light in there, and that ghost light would block that shadow, okay, and turn the ghost light off. So it's just a thought, okay, of something you can do to block a shadow. So that the ghost light even off, that's kind of one of the negative things about ghost lights, is that even when they're turned off, they still can block the sun. So, and there's a way to turn that off and on. I'm not sure, but I think there is a way to turn that off. So the I think the apple pie is he's looking at that, saying, "Yeah, cut me a piece." So now his hair doesn't look too unruly. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, see, that's his nose and his lips and his hair. Let's see if a ghost light will block it. Okay, cancel, yes. Let's get ourselves. Oh, and in my basic scene, all right, I'd like to have, okay, up in here in my scene library, click. There it is. See, you just click in there and it comes. That is really nice to know that you can just, boom, that it's right there, really, okay? So I'd like to add a few more things into this, okay? There's some VDBs, okay, but let's ghost. Let's go to ghost, default, and we turn that off. And where's my ghost light? Kit 1, in this one right here. And we'll go with just this basic one right here. And oops, Z, okay. I think I just, it doesn't undo the camera. That's okay. All right, so we're going to lock the camera so we don't do that again. Create, edit, okay, edit, object, lock the camera. Okay, the camera's locked. Now we can't rotate it out of position again. So now we'll put our ghost light back in the scene. I lost it. Okay, let's go to 9. You can't see the ghost light unless you're in texture shaded mode. Okay, there it is. And then we take and go to our rotate, and we rotate it this way. We rotate it this way. I think we could just take like a plane also and do this and make the plane into a transparency. Okay, now let's take a look and see if this is actually going to work. And up. Okay, let's go back to our camera. Now we're going to turn the ghost light down. So, but let's see now. We go into Iray. It's going to light him, so we're going to have to turn the ghost light off. Yeah, it sure did. Okay, those ghost lights are attenuated quite high. Parameters. I think they're actually in surfaces. They are a surface. Okay, and let's go to 10. See, even at 10, oh, that's the efficacy. Z, we want the lumens. Let's go to 10. All right, see, that didn't work. Now cutout opacity. It did do something weird there. Okay, I might be behind the wall here. Okay. Display. Okay, that didn't work. Smooth emission color. Okay, metal flakes. Okay, glossy. Okay, now we go. Let's look at this. Emission color is black, so that part's not turned on. This is the square light here. This is the actual light part. Temperature, emission, profile. That's weird how that looks like it worked, but what it does. See, I can't see that at all. Okay, yeah, I can see something that. No, his. All right, now we pull this back here. Oh, I see. It is it is kind of working, but it's creating like a shadow of the whole box of the light then. So if we were to take this and scale it, that's kind of weird. Go back to the camera. That does take the, get the shadow out now. There is, because theoretically we could turn up one side of the light to relight the back. So we could flip this around and make it one-sided. Like that. And then we could go to our light here, to surfaces, and we could go to 100. And that just lit that, but we only want one side. Okay, so two-sided light, so we have that off, so it's only lighting that. And we could actually even warm it up a little bit. Now shadow's gone, and we've created a false light there, a ghost light. And let's go with a little more orange. And we go instead to 500. No, that's too much. 300. 200. Okay. That kind of works. It took away our shadow. 250. All right, let's save this. Thank you for the tutorial and your time. This is Art, who's posted always a learning experience for me. Oh, thank you. Have a great week. at work, and I'll catch you next time. Good night, and add Angus as well. All right, well, yeah, this is pretty much it. We got rid of our shadow. Look at that. It just got rid of the shadow. So that is pretty nice. So and this, now I'm seeing some checkers here. And that could be coming from the glass. It could be bouncing off of this pie. I don't know where. It could be coming through the windows, could have some kind of mesh on them. And I'm thinking I want him a little, I still want him warmer looking. So we're going to take this spotlight and we're going to go back to parameters. And we're going to make it a little bit more warm. Okay, save that. And I remember that ghost light had a checkerboard pattern. Oh, well, it does have a checkerboard pattern, but I don't believe, maybe in messing with the opacity. Well, let's turn off the ghost light and see if the checkerboard pattern goes away. That could be it could be, yeah. It's inheriting the checkerboard pattern from the ghost light. Oh, it could be shine. It could be that it has some kind of, if I take off surfaces and we go here to base color, luminance, we go to our square light here, the light itself, glossy color, black. That didn't work. How about if we go down here, cut out opacity. Oh, that didn't work. All right, let's go back to our square light. Base color, let's try black. Okay, emission color. Luminance, emission color. No, I don't want to mess with that. Yeah, that is so strange that it's doing that. Cut out opacity. Oh, okay. Oh, but that brings back our shadow. All right, so we just take the luminance down to 90. And okay, down to 20. How about we go to 0? We hide the light and see what happens, okay? Because if this luminance is no, yeah, see, there is some light even without the light. Okay, that's with the light on. This is with it off, so it's blocking ambient light. So it's actually less ambient light here. Okay, we put the cutout opacity back. It's blocking ambient light. So then we can bring the luminance back up to like 50. Oh no, let's bring it to like 10. Or 0 again. Yeah, let's just leave the light off. Let it block. Let it just do its blocking thing and leave it off. I like him subdued like that. And you know, if I wanted, I could put a different light in there. I could put like another ghost light in there that is lighting. So that wouldn't be used as the blocking light. Yeah, we're blocking the shadow, and so it's actually blocking the light as well. See, so, but it's okay. Now I could put another ghost light here that doesn't have the blocking effect, and that would light it so that it wouldn't create that. But it is, that may be an anomaly. It's not supposed to ever show that checkerboard effect. So that's only for the light for the display. It's not supposed to show it in the image. So I'm not sure why it is. But now he's looking too yellow, too greenish. So I'm going to take and go back to my spotlight here. We go to my parameters. Let's just back off of this temperature a little bit. And we might add a little bit of red. That's too much. Yeah, just to take the green out. All right. And now we take and go back. It would slow the render. Having any added lighting effect is going to create more ray paths for the renderer to trace. So, but yeah, it blocked that light, and that's that shadow, and that's kind of all. So that's all I wanted. I just didn't want the busyness there. And so that did a really good job. So there's another tip for you guys. You can block shadows with ghost lights, but it will block the light as well. And it can create a kind of unnatural. But the thing is maybe this isn't reflective. So some materials don't reflect well, and it could be the patina on it that absorbs light more than other things. Now that ghost light would be a nice thing to add to my basic scene stuff, and a few VDBs, VDB fog wall, and a fog layer, a few other VDBs to my basic scene build. So yeah. Yeah, that works. His hair is kind of burgundy. It's about the color of wine. I think that's what happened to the wine in the bottle. He must have drank it. So, but this will reticulate out, okay? Very, very clear. All these little teeny specks should go away. So I don't know why these little specks, these little teeny tiny specks, these will reticulate out and they won't be here, but it's odd that Iray does these things, that these tiny little specks are here, and all of these this graininess, this will come out. It just seems as though the lights aren't calibrated right yet, okay? And that may have to do with NVIDIA and how much they have implemented the new rendering engine, because this is not Iray that we're rendering with, okay? This is a different rendering engine, and it's rendering with Iray textures. Now, the question is, are the Iray textures compatible? Is it just simply that this new rendering engine has extra stuff that you can do? Or are there things in the Iray Uber base or whatever in the nodes of the Iray that are just simply not compatible, where if we went in and adjusted all of the walls and the textures, his skin, now his skin is PBR, so it shouldn't be responding like this, all these little dots and stuff. See, something's wrong here. This just isn't rendering right. And yes, he is kind of in the dark, but if we're talking about a new rendering engine, this should be a lot better than this, okay? We're at like I think we're almost up to 1,000 iterate. Yeah, we're 1,200. So yeah, a lot of Iray renders I've done, I've had to go up to like 12,000, iterations. We're only at 1,236 right now. Yes, I've had to go up to 12,000 to get it to reticulate, and that was a problem with Iray. And this is what I kind of think that this new rendering engine is supposed to fix. It's supposedly this unified lighting, quote unquote, believe is what it's supposed to be. So now we're at 2,000 iterations, and it doesn't look even really, it did reticulate more, and I'm not seeing those little color things now as much. They're almost gone. So yeah, if we hit 6,000, I think this will sharpen right up. If we go up to about 6,000 or 10,000, yeah, he will sharpen up. All of this will sharpen up. But to me, I don't think it should have to. I think this should all render properly at about 2,000 iterations. So something's not calibrated right, okay? I just know it. I know something's not right here. And it's something that probably they will address once they get, the alpha stable. So, and now this right here is something, whatever it is, I don't like it. It's like, looks like it's coming right out of his head or something. You see, these are things that you notice. Cancel. Now, is there something I can do with that? Close. What is this? Door booth. Okay, so we go back to surfaces, door booth, door handle. Okay, so we come here, cut out opacity. Okay, the handle's gone. Save that. Now there is this little line coming through his head, but I think that's okay. I can live with that. So, yeah, little things you see as you start rendering, you notice these little things that you can fix. Now, most people say, well, you just don't have enough light in the room. Well, that's too bad. This is the amount of light I want in the room. This is, but think about a camera, how a camera, when you try to take a picture in low light, everything comes out grainy, okay? Well, that's what we're doing. We're taking a picture with a camera in low light, okay? So these things look fine, okay? This looks kind of okay, but as we get back into these dark, subdued, and shadowy places, we're dealing with this issue. And you would think that because it's all digital, this is an entirely digital production, that you could just simply, crank up some sort of knob and it would get rid of all of this kind of graininess. So, but the knob is basically render the heck out of it, render it with 10, 15,000 iterations, and you will. And I have all this really, this spectral stuff. Now, if I were to turn that off, let's go into render settings. Let's turn off the caustic sampler. Let's see what happens when we do that. Does a lot of this graininess go away? Not a ton of it. And we go to the progressive, then we go to the spectral rendering. Let's turn this off. No, you see, that just kind of made him look flat. When I took that off, it made him look kind of flat. He does look a little bit, his color looks a little bit more realistic when that's on. And now you look at the reflections in the glass here, and they look kind of dull. They don't look like they had all those weird, odd reflection things going on. And we go to our caustic sampler. We turn this back on and watch what happens. See our lights. These things seem to, they're reflecting the cake, and the glass is reflecting off of the cup, and the cups here, and all of these, they're getting, the light is bouncing off of all of these objects when you turn this on. So you get that extra amount, that glass effect with realism, okay? And that's why I turned these on. And I turned the other one on because I was hoping to get that realism with his skin tones, with the full gamut of the, like, full color kind of. RGB, something to do with RGB and how it, okay, so, now if I were to just brighten the light a little bit, and it would still leave the shadows because it is a very hard light. It would still leave the shadows. It would put more contrast here, but it might actually just bounce off things and give this scene the light it needs. But then it might actually reveal the fact that our ghost light is here, blocking the shadows. It might kind of show like a seam that could end up not looking good. So let's render this again. And I think that's going to do it, folks. I think it's going to do it for this. If you missed the beginning of this tutorial, you'll want to go back because that's what this is all about. I am showing you how to make folders, how to manage pages. And if you think about how we have like tab browsing in our browsers now, we have all these tabs that we can do. Well, I believe that is that same exact technology. It's been added to like C++, where you can create tabs in your program, and Daz has made use of it. And it makes me think that Daz Studio is not really like made from some antiquated, programming language, but that it's actually quite modernized and how they've added in, the search through, so we can put quotations and search through our products. These are advanced features that programming languages the more advanced programming languages offer. And so I'm quite impressed by the way Daz is working now. So we have the door handle. It's not coming through his face anymore. That's pretty nice. So yeah. So I think this is good. I think this is good. The only thing about this, you don't know that he's on a train. You know, it's like, it's kind of, you don't really know that he's on a train. But I know he's on a train, but nothing really screams, I'm on a train. So, but it does look like that continental breakfast. It looks like he's in some kind of, you know, services industry, you know, so yeah, so it's okay. Here we go. Now, what would have been kind of interesting would have put a floor lamp in here, but then we would have lost this drama look of his face, this shadow. And that's what I was going for. You know, you don't always have to have this side of their face completely out. Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit more light over here just to bring it up a tiny bit. Just sometimes all you need is a little bit of this drama look. So, but I think it's good here. So, hello, Rich. Welcome, friend. Welcome. We are nearing the end of this tutorial for today. And we got Angus here, and Art has been here, and we've got a few other people, lovely people watching. And it's very nice to have you all here. And yes, it is a wonderful evening. So you want to watch the beginning of this video because that is where I give you the very awesome tips about you managing pages in Daz Studio. If you don't know what managing pages means, you need to learn because it's very, very, very awesome, okay? And that's what I show you how to do. And I will not be using visual, oh, now I can't, folders. I will not be using visual folders in the new Daz 2025. I will be using the managed pages because the visual folders didn't allow me to click on things in my scene when they were open. They were buggy. They crashed Daz all the time. They were very, very complicated. They were very complicated to set up. I can give you a quick look, Paul, as to what these visual folders are. Okay, cancel this, okay? Because I'll just render this when I go to bed. Okay, so we'll cancel that. We'll save this one. This one's called Train Man, I think. Oh, how about if I get T? I think it's called Train Man. Is it? Train Man, yeah. All right, so we'll save that just for the heck of it. These are it. Look at these. See these folders up here? I just click here and boom, look what I have. Oh, this is like, wow. These are my shapes. Okay, so I can just add shapes. You know, you can resize this if you want. Okay, you can resize it if you want. Okay, and then you just make it go away, and they're up here, and you can add as many folders as you want. This is only available. Oops, what have I done up here? Let's come back here. Close that down. All right, so, and I show you how to do this in, okay, so I click in here and wham, these are my, these are my shapes, okay, these are my figure, these are my poses. Look how many poses. I have 8,996 poses. Yeah, look at all the poses. These are all Genesis 9 poses. I have 8,996 Genesis 9 poses. See, so, and I just use one of those poses for him here. So, yeah, look at that, all through these poses. And if I want to look at them a little bit more, I can just drag this down like that and go through the poses, go through some more here. All right, they're pretty good sizes. And when I'm done, boop, it's gone. And they're just these little folders up here. And you can make as many of these content libraries. I've asked them to let us rename these, okay? And I'd like to be able to rename them with just like one letter, like H for hair, F for figures, S for shapes, you know, and HDR maybe for HDRIs. And, but you can't make a folder like that with HDRIs. So you can't do that. You can only do products. The HDRI from these little thumbnails they give you. Let's see now, and then you can do ones with clothing. You could do ones with scenes. This is hair, okay, and there's 6,543 different hair items. This is page 22. And it remembers them as you go through. It remembers them when you close Daz. It brings them right back up the way you remember, the way you did it. If you save your user data, it remembers them, okay? These are things that have been lovingly, this is a new feature in Daz 2025. And look, these are figures, okay? These are my figures. And I can just bring these figures. I got a bunch more that I haven't even put in here yet. This is only one page. There's page 2 of figures. These may be my Genesis 9 figures. Okay, I don't see any of my Genesis 8 figures here. So these are just Genesis 9 male figures. And some figures are kind of maybe not male, but so-so. Yeah, and a lot of my Genesis 9 figures aren't in here yet. So I can just come down here, all right? Minimize that, right? And come into here to go to my smart content. Go to default, figures, people, male. And what you do is you select your Genesis 9 figure, and then you turn on filter by context. Get rid of this ghost word. Oh, we got to go to files. Okay, and these are all of my Genesis 9 male figures. So then including the new one, select all, right click, then we go categorize, and I go to my files, figures. I think this is figures all. No, figures 9. Male, we're going to turn that off. Male, accept. Okay, I didn't do that right. We got to do it again. I have to turn off the male and turn it back on. Okay, I'm quite sure. Okay, go here, figures, 9, off, and on again. Now do that, and it puts all of them in here. Now when I come back here, because it's linked to that, that's what I've done is, so now when I come back in here, it says there's 443. If I refresh, okay, 448, it added 2 more. So I don't know that this is all of my figures, but let's see some of the newer ones. Let's see if I can find some really new ones. The lion ones I think are new to me, I guess. Let's see. Michael 9. And you can right click and you can take figures out. Okay, you can take and you can add things in. I don't think this is okay. Well, that's where I put them, is in here. We go back here, we minimize that again. Male people. Now, because I have that selected, there would be, now this would be male and female. So, okay, there's Ivar. We go back here. Hij. Okay, that's Z. H. See, is Ivar in here? He probably is. See, it doesn't seem like they are here, but then when I look, see, there's Wagner. Ivar. Let's go back. This Hiee. Oh, A. L. Hij. Okay, it would be KL. Okay, Hij. Okay, Ivar. There's Ivar. Yeah. See, they're like all in here. This Ivar HD. Yeah. And if they're not, if the metadata isn't right where they don't show up in male, then they're not going to show up here. Okay, so we go back to male. And you can change them on the fly as you want, but I like to keep them, and I would like to be able to put a smaller name here, so that these are little teeny tiny tabs, and so that I could put like 20 of them here, you know, and each one of them have like just a cryptic name that that reminds me of what they are. So this is my quick scene one. So I put my Genesis 9 figure in, and I don't need these extra ones. Remove reference. Oh, cancel. You see, when I remove this reference, that one goes away. So it's got to have these duplicates. I don't know why. We'll figure that out later. So not everything does. Like this Ripley Hair doesn't. But this one does. And if I delete one of these, I think maybe if I delete that one, this will stay. I'm not sure. But the same with the Kaz hair. There's a duplicate things. Like these pants don't have a duplicate. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure why they have duplicates. But so I put my figure in. I put some pants on him. I click on the hit within like 4 minutes. I can have my figure in him with hair, body hair. Let's see, my beard. Where's the beard? Okay, I didn't put the beard in here. Let's put a couple of beards in here so we have that. Here's his skin. Okay, here's a couple of shapes that I can use. Based on a few hairs, there's 3 hairs. There's a hair color for this hair. And then I can put body hair on him, a pose, a basic pose, and boom, he's just done. Then I could kind of say, okay, well, I don't like that pose, and then just go into my pose library here, which is here, when I've got all these poses They're just all right here in this nice content thing here. These are skins, I think. Yeah, this is skin. All of my skins. So I can just go through here and find, there's Ivar's, Matt's, and Jones. This is all of the Genesis 9 skins. Every one of them for male and female. Sometimes the female like Wagner's skins. And like I said, everything's duplicated. This is the HD matte and the regular matte. They're all duplicated. I'm not sure why. It's no big deal to me. Because at least they're here. It does kind of make you have to. This is a this right here is a script, and I don't know if that will work. So scripts won't work. So this is page 3, page 2, page 1. This I only have so many, and I haven't done my skins, so I have some new skins that I've got, which is real easy to do. You just come down in here. Skin 9. Okay, what's in here? Oh, see, these are all skin detailer, skin effects. I went really crazy on tattoos. Look at this. Boom. Oh, I didn't put them in yet? Oh, they're here. Look at these tattoos that I can just put right on my figure. Okay, I must have turned, oh, that autosave works. Okay, I think I can turn that off. That would annoy the crap out of me. So, idle, okay. I'm not, executes an autosave routine. What's this say? Okay, I can turn that off. Okay, somehow it got turned on. Well, it's easy to use. You just turn that autosave on. That's part of the new Daz now. And every once in a while, depending on how long you have it set, so look at all these tattoos now. There's one page, page 2. These are all the Genesis 9 tattoos that fit with the PBR. Now, these are materials. When they say materials, they actually have to go on, these layered ones will go on any skin. And I believe there's a way to make materials tattoos. Yes, there is. To make you turn material tattoos into layers. I'm going to learn how to do that, and we'll make a video on taking these material tattoos because they have to go on a certain skin in order to work right when they say material. All right, awesome. I am glad you have found some help in this. That's what I try to do. I try to do like major things that help people. These things. I had to figure this out on my own. I did get some help from AI. But yeah, so this is my skin 9. Now if I hide this up here through here, and we go now to files, and we go to materials, what would this be? How would we find that? Materials, Genesis 9, and it's not Iray, it's not going to come up with the skin. Okay, shader presets. I think we go in, okay, figures. We go into figures, people. Yeah, okay. If we just type skin, and then we go here to this, default. So then any kind of skin that is compatible with Genesis 9, anything that says skin, would go in there. And then you can kind of go through it and just get rid of things that you don't think you want in your basic skin. This is kind of neat. So let's just do this. Select all. Properties, customize, categorize. And we go into files, figures, skin. And where is that at the top? Okay, we're going to go back. We're just going to go skin 9, skin 9. Some of these things are okay. And then we go accept. All right. And now when I come back up into here, refresh this. I only have to refresh it once. Okay, now in this skin 9 folder, it just didn't change any of these, but or my tattoos or anything. Now I have all of these skins. And don't say, oh, where are my skins? There's only like, because they're up here. See, you have to go to the next group of like 500, and then you go, or, you know, or 100 or something, and the next one, okay, and the next one. See, something like this would be kind of interesting to try to put on his body, like as if it's like some kind of shade or something that's skin noir. You know, these are pretty interesting. And these are layers, so they'll go right on any skin. Anything that's, when you find something that says layered, you hit the gold jackpot, okay? Because you can just click on it and it will apply like to any skin. These layered tattoos will go on any skin. When it says materials, that's when we're going to try to work on getting those, converting those materials into layers so that we can put them on any skin for tattoos in particular, so that they are transparencies. See, now this one says material. It's awesome, but it has to go on this Kaya's skin, okay? So when it says material, it's made for a specific skin. But if it says layered, you can put, like this layer, will put these age spots on any of your figures because it's layered, okay? And that means that those age spots are like a transparency that will go over any skin. So we're on page 7. Okay, we're at the last page. We can go back to the beginning. Page 1. These are all these skins, okay? There's Amala's skin. And there's Ashley 9's skin. And this is the Azeroth skin. Yeah, all of these different skins. These will go, these, when they say skin all, so you might want to like just take all of the, like, you don't want the horse skin. If you want like a thing that has one of every skin, then you want to just come in here and get, like, take the horse ones out, like go like this and select, right click, remove references. Yeah, now the horses are gone. And then you it will recalculate. These are full skins, these materials. Casey, that's all Casey's skin. So these are duplicates, so don't let them kind of mess with you. Casey all. And Charlie's skin. So Poseidon's skin. Is that Poseidon? The materials, all those are big ones. And then you have your chest, masculine and female. You want those in here. So you can kind of, this is weird, burnt male skin. So, and then we go to page 2. And you just look through and find things that, now this, all this fantasy skin, I'm going to leave them in here. There's only, 7 pages of all of my Genesis 9 skin and some kind of special effects and stuff. Um, and so these right here are, like I said, the jackpot ones. Anything that says layered. Ink skin for Genesis 9. So you might need to put this attachment on and then put these layers on the attachment. I'm not sure what. So, but you can right click and it says show asset in smart content files. And it just took us to the asset here. Products. Let's go back here. Let's see what this did. Yeah, so now we can come into the whole product and work with it. And PDF ink skin, I don't think it matters. So we could take full body Iray. Let's take our Genesis 9 guy and give him some tattoos, and just for the heck of it, see what he looks like. It's layered, so it will work with any skin. If it says layered, and so when you buy skin, you want, I think, where it says lie, okay, LIE, okay, I'm not sure. Lie is like projected, and layered is like a layer that goes over. So there is a difference, I believe. And the lie ones, you have to really kind of, they will work with any skin as well, but they're projected on, like there's like a projector that projects each little skin part on, and you have to move that projector to get it to project properly on the skin, and it's actually quite a lot to work with. Now we should see some tattoos go on this guy at some point. It looks like it might be on his right side. Yeah, no, he's got tattoos on both arms. If I click here, it's probably, no, it didn't work. Oh, that's maybe because, oh, let's see, what happened here? I don't see any tattoos. Edit. Okay, so it didn't go on because I may not have had him selected. And be careful, I think you can put lie tattoos on twice. Default, what's this? Anatomy. Okay, so you have to put, this is why. You have to put the attachment on. You have to put the geo shell on first. And that goes down here. And then you put the tattoo on the geo shell. Where are they all? Here it is. Full body, I believe. There we go. See how that worked? That didn't take too long. I don't really like the way that looks on him. It's just kind of a little bit too noisy. But I just wanted to show you that how this works. That'll work on any skin. Now, Control Z will undo that. And if I just delete this inked body shell, I mean, they're very nice. I just not feeling it for this particular character. Now, when we go back to these, the ones that say material, like if it's like a chest tattoo, what it'll do is it'll put the skin color of the base skin that it's supposed to be on your character, and so there'll be a big line where the chest skin is a different skin than the head skin, because it's a material, it's not a layer. Okay, so if you use, see, this one says layered, so I could just click on that, and you might have to put that this body attachment on. But then you click on that and you'll just have a tattoo there. And so all of these layered ones will work with this Geo Shell, this is a really, really, really nice product. And it gives you the Lie ones and it gives you the Iray ones. They might be the same, I'm not sure. But they're layered. All I know is that they are layered, and that means they'll go on any skin. When you see that it says layered, that means it won't leave a seam. It won't put a different kind of skin there. That it's not made for only one type of skin. So this Mateo's skin, this is nice, and this Mateo 9 all matte. This is HD matte. And this is the Mateo for the female, so you can use that skin on a female and just change the chest area. So these are very interesting. These noir lights, this is like really, look how many different effects. Now, I don't see any, I think you can just use these right on the figure. Let's find one that looks really, now something that is wrong, like that's not working in Daz, okay, I guess it does. I guess I'm wrong, okay, because they weren't working before, but now look at it, let's try this. Let's see if we have our figure selected. Genesis 9, we don't. Let's select him. Let's try putting one of these layers. Okay, it says lime, so I guess they're green, maybe. Okay. It takes a while for these layers to go on. Not as long as it does in the other Daz. So, but it does take a while. Let's see what happens. These are, okay, I think we're ready. What do we got here now? Let's take a look at his skin up closer. Okay, I don't think anything worked there. So I don't see any, oh, I do see something. See that? There is something there. And if we were in a better light, and there is a way to go in and set the opacity higher, and there's probably, if we go into here, there are probably some scripts, which I don't know if they'll work, but we can go into, now where are they? Oh, they would be on every body part, so we could go here. Okay, come back. And then we just select Genesis 9, surfaces, 9, and then we go to here, skin. Okay, we go to surfaces, and let's go to body, go here, layered image editor. Yeah, see that? And now see the opacity is very low. If we set the opacity high, look at that now. Okay, that's the chest. See how it just came out? If we do the arms, let's see, arms. Oh, and you have to do the translucency as well. So you go to the base, layered image editor, and we go to arms, opacity. I just won't save this, and see now that's why you want to have this turned, be able to turn that off. Except, so you do the one, You don't want to turn up the, okay, that just turned up the opacity on the arms, but I think you also have to put it up here on the translucency. Yeah, see that? You have to bring that up too. Accept. See what that does? Now what we do is we go back to the body. Let's do the translucency here as well. Browse. Oh no, layered image editor. Again, make sure you have the layer, this is the new color layer, and you can tell by the color. And you can change the color if you want it to be red or some other color, blue or pink, whatever, accept. All right. Now we can go back to our camera and see if this shows up. It does kind of show up. I'm not too thrilled with the effect in this particular case. But now there also may be specular roughness. Is there a layer here? Okay, no, that's just the body. Okay, let's see. Sometimes there's a bumps and roughness. Let's see, roughness. See if there's, no, there's not one there. And we go to the normal map. Image editor. No, just the body stuff. And detail map. Let's see, is there any of that? Come on. All right, so there's just a little bit of roughness detail there. Okay, I don't see anything else here. There, I don't see a normal. Well, there's a normal, but I don't see any bump maps. So you want to check and make sure that that there are other maps that you might need to tweak and make them. But all I'm seeing is this green here. And it just looks like he's kind of got a disease or something. It's like, yes, that's what cupcakes will do to you. So I can undo this at set image map, undo set image map, undo set image map, undo full body lime, and okay, and that took that off, okay. But just to show you that how cool this is, it's like this is your creation tab, and you can just make it go away like that. I was the one, and I show you how to do this. I show you how to make these. These are a lot easier setting up. And just in this content library, down in this categories folders, you want to create folders and put stuff in them. You're not putting the actual products in them. You're just putting links to them, and that's what's here. These are just links to the products. But you can set this up the way you want, and you can have as many of these as you want. You can have like infinitum of folders with stuff in them. And I'm hoping they're going to allow us to right click and just rename these. I know I'm asking for a lot here, but we need to be able to rename them. If we lose them, they're whatever. And then it reminds you like what they're supposed to be connected to, okay? This is my shapes, okay? So if it says shapes, then I know to go back and reconnect it to my shapes so that it just kind of keeps me in. But this is a huge, huge product right here, okay? So these are my skin, and it tells you what they are. This is skin, and this is my shapes, okay? So I have two shapes ones. No, okay. Yeah, I have this other shapes one. So, and another shapes one. So I could put that on, what, maybe figures? I think I already do have my figures. Poses. Oh, we already have a poses one too. So skull cap. We'll do skull caps. Look at that. These are all my sculpt caps that I could use for underneath my hair. So, yeah. So there's another one. Now, I don't think, yeah, you can, you can drag these around. Yeah, see, this is like really nice. It's very, very helpful. You click on them twice and they do the same thing. They close. And see, you have to, they don't show up, so you just have to click on in there once, and it shows them up instantly. So these are eyebrows, all of my eyebrows. And this is just one, look, I've got 6,000 eyebrows because you can use Genesis 8 eyebrows on Genesis 9 figures. You can use Genesis 8 beards on Genesis 9 figures. I don't know that you can use body hair from Genesis 8 on 9, but I wouldn't use too much body hair from Genesis 8 anyway, because the Genesis 9 body hair that's been made is much better than the Genesis 8, and it's PBR, and a lot of it is Omni shaders and also these are eyebrows. Yeah. Eye colors. I can just boom go through and change my Genesis. You can change the sclera. Yeah, and the tear. You can have one for just eyelashes. Okay, these are eye colors. These are my eyes. See, it says eyes. It shows me where, and these are my custom categories where I've put all kinds of things together. And this one right here, this scene elements. Look at these are environments. Okay, fire and smoke. I can add these ones too. Oh, I haven't done that one yet. Lights and lighting. I haven't done that one yet. Props. So some of these I haven't gotten to. This one I quite think sure I've done this one, my VDBs. Oh yeah, this one took a while. Sun and sky effects. Let's see. Quick Iray Fog. Look at these. These are quick Iray Fog. Okay, sky domes. These are like weird sky domes. This is Reshade. Reshade is you just put the prop, you put Reshade on, and then you can change the color of a whole scene. It puts a dome over your scene, and you can change. It's kind of like using just going and putting a color on your HDRI. So it has its purposes. It has some very good purposes when Reshade is something you absolutely have to own, because when you go to make a transparency of your scene, you have to have Reshade on so that the transparency in the background, you know, that checkerboard thing in the back, that doesn't cause a distortion in your transparency, in your what they're called canvases. Okay, so depth canvas. It gets rid of that distortion in the depth canvas. All right, sun and sky effects. Okay, and so, but these ones, VDB products and clouds, this is a big one. Look at this in here. We have bare skies. These are VDBs. Oh, these are HDRIs. Okay, materials. Look at these. See, I made all these. I put them all together, and so they are. I can just use any one of these to kind of go through and look through them and say, okay, this is the one. Material expansion, effects, and splotchy clouds. These are props. They're the actual little clouds, VDB clouds. This is all VDB like heaven here. Props. Look at all these VDB magic. This is all the props, the VDB, all done. I've organized them, lost and found. Look at these other materials. Here are some materials. Emissions, props, shaders. Okay, these are the props. Okay, and environments, materials, props. These are terrains and rocks. Mega terrain, props. Yeah, so, and any of these, so this entire, so I can't do the entire thing because it's not all one big chunk of things. So, but you have to peel down into them. These are backdrops. They're just like things that, like a planes that come with all those backdrop sets that Daz sells. Look at this environment here. And this, it looks like it's makes a nice silhouette of your figure. Yeah, backdrops. These are, you can see the size of them. Small, and you put this in your scene and yeah, and I had them all scattered all over inside of my content library, and now they're all in one place. These are just planes that you can put in the background. These are curved planes with trees, and it just puts a tree circle around. You know, there's a lot of kit bashing products that you can put circles that have circle trees that you can put together, and they would all go in here so that you can just boom, put a circle tree in, a circle of trees around your thing. So yeah, so what Daz has done is they've taken our content library, our categories, and they've given us tab categories. Okay, tabs. These weren't here. You can create your own tabs, and you can put your own like go-to products in your tabs. You can customize these tabs. And I'm going to leave these just like, because like this one right here is my big one here, right here. Where is it? Okay, let's go back in, come back. Yeah, this one right here is my #1 tab. Okay, that's my, we go here. This is my scene build tab. So, because this one, I just put my figure in, put some pants on him, put some hair on him, put a pose on him, put some skin on him, put some body hair, and then I'm ready to kind of say, oh, well, I'd really rather use this hair, and I'd rather use that pose. And then, but it just instantly, it's like that's what he is right here. I just basically took my Genesis 9 figure, put a shape on him, put Nathan's skin. I put this shape on him. I put Nathan's skin on him. I put hair on him. I put the shorts on him. I put a pose on him, and then I said, I'd rather have a different pose. And yeah, this is my quick. It just, because then I don't have to look for my favorite hairs. And if it doesn't look right, then I'll go through my hair and say, okay, I'll go down here and just go to my smart content and look for hair. Okay, smart content. Go here and go up to my default and hair. And then I can just go through and say, okay, whatever. But the thing is it gets him like, because it's like I'll work for an hour and the figure is in this darn T pose and it looks so horrible, and it's really nice to be able to just come up here and say, okay, let's get him out of the T pose. Let's put some hair on him. Let's put some skin on. Let's put a shape on him. I can put this is my Genesis 9's figure, so I can put a female shape in here as well. And I can put, like a bathing suit, okay? Just instead of the base shorts, just put a bathing suit in here. Instantly get a nice female standing pose, put that in here. You see, so I can, and just some nice hair, a nice basic female hair. so that then I can kind of work on the scene and my figure isn't looking in this steep pose, looking straight at me with no hair, and you know what I'm saying? So this is my my scene build tab. And then I've got, if I say, okay, well, you know, I gave him a shape, but I'd like to try some different shapes. And I can just click on my Genesis 9 figure down here and then try, these are my own custom shapes. And I can just go through and try these different shapes on him. And I don't know why these shapes only showed up once. So, which I'm glad they're not doubled. So, but these are my my own custom shapes. They're made from a little bit of this figure, a little bit of that figure, a little bit of this figure, and a little bit of that figure. And they are all so these look horrible, the images. They've just started working, these images. I was putting my mouse over them and they weren't working. Now they're working, so that's a good thing. When I put my mouse over, now they're working. So that's a big thing, because you want to see them a little bit bigger if you can. So yeah, this is, and it only takes up this little strip here to be able to put like all my shapes here, and then quickly go say, oh, I like, where's my eyes? Okay, these are poses. Obviously, these are not my poses. This is just categories. It's select as categories. Eyes. Let's go to eyes. These are all of my eyes. I've put them all in this eye folder because Genesis 9, they're for Genesis 9. It says eyes 9. So it's the male and female, because female and male eyes both work on each figure, where Genesis 8 female eyes didn't work right with Genesis 8 male. But with Genesis 9, all of the eyes work with the same figures. So they all work with, they're just Genesis 9 eyes. It's that simple. So you can use all your female eyes on your Genesis 8 male or female, and that is nice. These are overlays. So they'll just go overlay. So they're a little bit more complicated to use, but and this looks like sclera. So usually with these, you click on the figure. You don't click on their eyes. You click on the actual figure and put them on. Okay, and that's how you put them. They're H materials, and these are duplicated for some reason. I'll figure that out. Figure out why. Maybe they're duplicated in my. It could be that they had an update done to them, and when they were updated, something was changed, and then I put them back in twice, and then it looked at it and said, "Oh, that's not the same eye," so it put them in twice. So I could just delete all this and try it again. Try doing the eyes, selecting the eyes, and all. But this is page 5. This is like so many eyes, all these eyes, and I can just try them with my figure. And sometimes they corrupt the eyes, and you have to go back in. You have to, what I suggest to do is try it, and if you don't like it, undo it, and then try another one. If you don't like it, undo it. Don't just keep going through and trying a different eye over top of the other one. Okay, so that's what I suggest to do, is because you don't know which eye corrupted it, so you just try them, and then if you don't like it, then undo it and then try a different one. Yep, but these, look at all these eyes. These are all made for Genesis 9. Yeah, so and they're all in one place. They're not, and I don't have to kind of go and filter them out and all this. All I have to do is go to this tab and click on it, and here's eyes. These are scleras. I believe you also just click on the figure and it will change the sclera. If your sclera looks like way too unnatural and white, you can just come in and pick a darker sclera. All right. Yep. And it will just change the sclera. It won't change the pupil. So yeah, these are all very cool things. So I hope this has been helpful, people. I hope this is helpful. You have a great night. I will talk with you again in the next EZ3DTV tutorial video. I am going to render this guy. And I don't think I don't see any more green textures on him. So tonight, big bravo to the developers at Daz, because they have come through big time. They didn't leave me without super duper tools to organize and easily access. These tabs are the answer. These are the answer. It is not the visual menus. It's these tabs, okay? These are the way to do this. They are built into Daz. They make use of the Daz, the Daz software that accelerates the generating these images. See how quickly, smoothly you can go down through these images. They're part of this technology. They're not something sitting on top of Daz trying to access all this. So this is completely integrated in. This is the way to do it. I don't know if they know how awesome that you can use this with, but look at this. The only problem I have right now is that I'd like to be able to right click on this and rename it. Okay. Other than that, this is absolutely 100% perfect. This is the solution. And so to me, there's no reason to redesign the visual menus for Daz, because this is the way to go. Boom, there they are. They're in another window. They're integrated into Daz. They're not something sitting on top where you're locked right out of here. Like while this is open and I have something clicked in here, I can still scroll down here and click on things and say, okay, I'd like to add that to this. And I'd like to come over here and add that to the eyes. And I'd like to add this. You see, it's all completely integrated together. So this is an exciting time to be using this. So I would say the only thing really right now that I'm missing, because visual menus was one of them, and that's now no longer, not even close to an issue. Like I said, the only thing is I'd like to be able to rename these, okay? With letters and make them so those, and put a bunch of them up here, like 50 of them, All right, so with little letters, little cryptic like letters that tell me, oh, this is SKN, that's skin. Okay, this is eyes, 9. This is figures, FIG 9 for figures, okay? And so I know which one each of these are. And it's not that hard to come up here and just change, and say, well, I'd like to see hair now, okay? Instead of whatever, clothing, all right? So it's not that hard to come up and just switch them and just have one up here or 2 or 3 and just be switching back and forth. That's not hard. Your eyes, but I'd like to be able to have them in separate things and just kind of tuck them away and not have to look for them at all. Just say, this is skin, this is eyes. So I have a method. I can just go through them and say, first I do the figure, which would be here, the scene build, put the figure, the hair, and then say, okay, PS for poses, okay? And then if I, hair, if I, beard, okay, this would be face hair. This would be bod hair, okay? Bod, H-A-R, you know, and this one would be for body hair. This would be maybe short hair, S-H-O-R hair, H-A-R. This would be L-O-N hair, H-A-R, long hair. You see what I'm saying? And each one of these, so I could go through and just, and, you know, maybe, you know, and they'd be so small, they would be like little teeny tabs that I could also put like environments and a few other things, VDBs. Okay, so yeah, these are all good. So this is amazing right here. This is really amazing. I'm loving this. And so the only thing I'm really missing right now are my apps. Like the I absolutely, the biggest thing right now, and there's something with the lights, okay? There's something not right with the Iray and with lights and the unified lights. These are all speckled. I just don't think it's there yet. I'm not sure why. There's something with the lights, and the other thing is I gotta have my ultra scenery. I gotta have ultra scenery 2. I gotta have ultra scenery XT. I gotta have, those are the big one. That's the big one, is ultra scenery everything, and mesh, the shape one, shaper. Now the mesh grabber, the smoothing tools and the grabbing tools, and then, you know, if there's a way to improve the lights here, and also dragging, like the problem I had dragging this train around, okay, it was just dragging and then painting and dragging and then painting. I'm not sure if they can fix that, but that is really bad, okay? Maybe what I needed to do was, I don't know, because I can't, like, hide my figure because I'm trying to drag the train to fit the figure. So that was a very difficult part, okay? And another part is the yeah, so the shapeshifter, so the lighting and the shaping, and the ultra scenery, and the mesh grabber thing. Those are very, 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 very vital. Because I would really like to see what the 5090 can do with ultra scenery. Well, you know, it's like it does actually allow me to create the scene and work with it in Daz. The only thing it just won't let me do, because the 4090 will, I don't know if that's my PC doing it, my graphics card, I mean my CPU, but it will let me set up an ultra, it just won't let me render it. I end up rendering the scene, and then I can't load the scene into this. So that's going to be a huge issue, okay? Because scenes that were made in Daz, 4 point whatever, with ultra scenery may never load into Daz, I don't know, into Daz 6. We may never be able to load our ultra scenery scenes. Daz 6 is a completely different bird. So that's another issue. So we take this guy and we render him now. That's what we do. We just render this scene. let it go on and on until it's rendered. So, but he's here. Yeah, this is very nice. Maybe put somebody on the couch next to him. So, this is how we do it, people. You can see his pants are going through the couch there, and there's nothing I can do about that. Other than, possibly Daz, Hexagon does work with Daz 20 Daz version 6. So yeah, this is all very nice. So all these little speckles and all, they will reticulate out. This will get very sharp. All these little speckles will disappear. And so that's going to do it for me. We've had 42 views. Thank you, people. That's very nice. So we brought you into this new technology and shown you how very short how it's not very far to the finish line. It's like we need ultra scenery, we need mesh grabber. I'd like to see these lights, this the whole PBR. I'd like to see this unified light thing really working, and it's all these little speckles and stuff are disconcerting to me. All this noise here shouldn't be here. So I've been noticing it almost with every render that I do, even when it's kind of lit up, it still has this, and it takes tons and tons of iterations to get rid of it. Look, this, it's even here, it's all graininess. And so we're only at 16. We do have all that caustic stuff on. We have all that. So we're only at 617. So yeah, and now we're at 1,000. So it's a little better. It just doubled. It's like a chunk. It just threw another 600 all iterations in one chunk at us. And so, but it's got to go up to 10,000, before it's done. So, all right, thank you. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your night. This is Reshade. I'm going to play this splash screen, and then I will be back for a moment, okay? Hello, hello. I am back, and I am trying to grow my mustache out again. And it takes about 14 years because for me to grow it back. I think maybe it'll take a month, I think, or so. But I don't know. I just shaved it off, and it was like, oh, that was a mistake. So, all right. So I will see you again in the next EZ3DTV tutorial. I am Reshade, and thank you for watching. So long. I love you all, people. We had Paul, we had Rich, we had Art, we had Angus, and any other people who have sat around watching and have enjoyed this content and learned something fun about our awesome, most awesome Daz Studio 2025 version 6. We are rooting for that program to get some love and to be to get some, yes, to get the our apps. The most important ones to me is Mesh Grabber and the Sculptor. There's another one too, and the all the ultra scenery ones. I'd like to see even the ultra scenery one done. Oh, and of course our ultra scatter. Yeah, it's like we just got a new ultra scatter for version 4. It's like we need that. Those are big, 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 big ones. You want to work on those first. You want to work probably on Mesh Grabber first, okay? Because this, like, where his pants are going through the chair, that one. Get us the Sculptor first, and then Ultra Scenery, Ultra Scatter, and the hedge maker. All that we need that, and then start working your way towards. I don't know if our Sculptor one works. I don't know that the shape figure converter works yet. In that we need that. All right, so. Alrighty, bye-bye. Take care. Have a good night. And I'm going to hopefully get some sleep. So you take care. Thanks for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.